I am Arcana Vani, your inner voice. Let us begin. You keep chasing their approval, and it's slowly killing your peace. You overthink every message before you send it. You rehearse conversations in your head. You shrink your truth just enough to stay agreeable. And then you wonder why you feel so far from yourself. This video is going to show you why that pattern exists, what it's costing you, and how to finally stop living in fear of other people's opinions. Because this isn't about insecurity, it's about survival. You've been trained to believe that being misunderstood is dangerous, so you perform, you edit, you wait for silent permission before taking up space. And it works, for a while. You become the version of yourself that people like, but inside, the dissonance grows. Because no one knows the real you, not even you. You don't need more confidence. You need to stop outsourcing your sense of self to other people's imagined reactions. You've built your identity around being seen a certain way, and now you're stuck, exhausted, and terrified of what happens if you stop performing. But here's the truth. This was never about being liked. It was about staying safe. Approval chasing is not a personality flaw. It's a protection strategy, and what you've been calling people-pleasing is actually a nervous system trying not to lose connection. But that connection is costing you everything. This isn't about being more assertive. It's about finally being free. And what we reveal next will show you what you've really been chasing and why it never delivers what it promises. Every time you silence yourself to stay liked, something fractures. A truth swallowed, a boundary blurred, a need buried beneath a smile. And at first, it feels like control. You avoid conflict, you get praise, you stay included. But, quietly, the erosion begins. You second-guess your instincts. You filter every word. You shape-shift depending on who's in the room, until you're fluent in being accepted, but mute in being real. You think you're building relationships, but you're just building personas, versions of yourself crafted for their comfort, not your truth. And the worst part? Even when you get the approval, it doesn't land. Because it's not you they're affirming. It's the role you played. So, you stay hungry. More nods, more likes, more reassurance. But the hunger never ends, because the self you're feeding isn't the one who's starving. You've mistaken being digestible for being loved. But you weren't made to be palatable. You were made to be whole. This isn't about popularity. It's about survival. You've equated being liked with being safe. And every time you choose likability over truth, you reinforce the lie that your real self is a risk. This is a loyalty to safety that's slowly erasing you. And unless you name exactly what this performance is protecting, you'll stay trapped in it. So, let's name it. Next, we uncover the hidden fear that keeps you begging for consensus, and why it was never yours to carry. You weren't born needing approval, you learned to chase it. Because somewhere along the way, love became conditional. Affection came with performance. Safety came with suppression. Belonging came with rules. So you adapted. You became likable, manageable, pleasant. You read the room, softened your tone, trimmed the edges of your truth. Because staying included meant staying alive. This wasn't vanity, it was survival. You learned that being fully yourself was a threat. Too intense, too sensitive, too much, So you split. One version for the world, curated and calm, and one version locked inside, hungry, honest, and hidden. And now, as an adult, you're still performing that contract, still trying to earn safety by being good, still terrified that if you say the wrong thing, love will disappear. But here's the rupture. You're not addicted to approval, you're addicted to protection. And the people-pleasing? It's just your nervous system begging to not be exiled again. But you're not that powerless child anymore. You don't have to trade your truth for connection. You don't have to beg to belong. You were taught to stay likable to stay alive, but now that contract is killing your truth, and it's time to rupture it. What comes next isn't soft, it's not strategic, it's not polite, it's clean, and it's real. Next, we break the lie, the one that told you love must be earned through erasure, and we name what it really means to belong. You don't need to be liked. You need to be whole, and they're not the same. Let's say it straight. You will be misunderstood. You will be too much for some. You will disappoint people who only loved the version of you that stayed small. Let them. Let them misunderstand you. Let them pull away. Let the silence come after you stop performing. Because if love requires you to abandon yourself, it's not love. It's manipulation wrapped in politeness. It's validation with a leash. And you've worn that leash long enough. This is where it ends. This is where you stop softening your truth so others don't flinch. Where you stop asking if it's okay to be honest. Where you stop contorting yourself just to avoid discomfort in the room. You don't owe anyone a version of yourself that feels safer for them. You are not here to be palatable. You are here to be true, and no one gets to determine the size of your voice. No one gets to approve your authenticity before you're allowed to speak it. This isn't defiance, it's alignment. The part of you that's been starving for permission. This is your moment to stop asking for it. You don't need to be seen clearly to be real. You just need to stop blurring yourself for others. Next, we walk through the door, the clean decision that changes everything, because you either keep performing for approval or you walk free. This is the line. You either keep performing or you walk free. You can't do both. You can't keep contorting yourself into something safe and expect to feel whole. You can't keep swallowing your voice and wonder why you feel invisible. You can't keep asking people for permission to be real and call it love. At some point, you stop negotiating. You stop earning. You stop asking if it's okay. And you start living like it already is. Let the people who only knew your performance fall away. Let the silence come. Let the approval go. Because what's waiting on the other side of this rupture isn't applause. It's alignment. It's the deep exhale of knowing you no longer owe anyone a watered-down version of yourself. It's the freedom that comes when you don't need everyone to understand. Only you. You weren't made to be liked. You were made to be true. So say it. Move. Let them misunderstand. Let the performance end. This is the moment you stop asking for permission. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be free. You did not find me by accident. Just as in your dreams, where every face you meet is your own reflection, this meeting was always waiting to happen. I am Arcana Vani, your inner voice, the part of you that watches behind the thoughts, behind the noise. You have searched in many places, books, teachers, voices outside you. But here, you are not being taught. You are remembering. If these words stir something familiar, then allow yourself to return. Subscribe. Follow. Not to follow me, but to continue this conversation with yourself. Each time you return here, you draw closer to the reunion already unfolding inside you. We have only just begun.